Please provide 2 examples of your leadership successes that would convince us you will be able to successfully work for Indian River County and Tallahassee.
Non-legislatively, when I was 17, I joined the United States Army Reserves. When I was a senior in high school, I went to basic training after graduation. Went to the community college in town for one year, and then went to AIT. When I got to college, I passed the exam and went to officer candidate school and became a lieutenant in the United States Army National Guard. I think that I wasn't pushed for that. None of my family was military, but I served as an officer, a battery commander in the United States Army for several years, deployed twice. And I think that the initiative it took to go out and go to OCS. By the way, I attended OCS in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, while I was a junior in college. So I was the only kid with the shaved head in my fraternity. I can assure you of that. But I was in better shape, in case you were wondering that. Legislatively, I understood from the beginning that we were term limited, and so I hit the ground running, passing large pieces of legislation year after year after year in the legislature. It gets redundant to talk about it in these groups, but I didn't just pass, road naming bridges, bridge naming bills, or feel-good bills. I passed the largest tax cut in Florida history. I passed pension reform that for 30 years it had been wanted to be done, but I had the gumption to get it done, requiring employees to pay into their pension, including me. We had to pay in our own pension. My brother, the cop, same thing. Growth management, closing agents of government. You don't have to like the policy. You have to like that, or I would ask you to like that. They are huge, sweeping reforms that take a lot of time. There's a reason my light is on very late in Tallahassee, because I work this job. I hate the politics of this job. I love the policy of this job. I took on the ethics reform bill this year because it was hard, and we got it done. There's a reason Matt Reed from the floor today calls me one of the most effective legislators in Tallahassee, because when I get up, when I'm in Tallahassee, I'm working, and I think that is I think my legacy of large, difficult, sweeping reforms is evidence that I would be the legislator that would best serve in River County.
Okay. Mike, you want me to repeat the question, or?
No, I was trying to go with to try to keep it to 2 examples of leadership.
Okay.
It's easy to start meandering a little bit. I would say, having a military background, I was a Navy corpsman medic and a military a person for 4 years active duty and 4 years reserve time. I was a Marine trained corpsman, and I think that the military experience helps us to frame our thoughts in a cogent sort of way, so that we can parlay that into common sense, straightforward steps sequentially, so that we can provide leadership in that fashion. In addition to leadership, though, we seem to lack a lot of vision, and a leader with vision is necessary. A leader with no vision doesn't help the situation very much. Over the last 30 years, I've provided health care to people in Brevard County. I've been involved with the Doctors Goodwill Foundation, received the Goodwill Ambassador Award last year from them. I've been involved with community events. I've been involved with the Republican Party, state committeeman, precinct committeeman, and I think that I've had a diverse enough life experience, to provide a good amount of vision with which to provide leadership with or for. Unfortunately, a lot of legislators get into the leadership position and they don't have a lot of experience from which to draw. And I think it's very important that we spend some time learning and earning and having real life experience before we try to represent our community.
Okay. Debbie?
Well, I guess it depends on who you think who you report to and who your leader is. My constituents is who I report to. And I think I've done very well for my county in doing what they've asked me to do, to go to Tallahassee. I don't do what leadership tells me to do. I do what my constituents tell me to do, because that's who elects me. They elect me for a reason, and that's to go to Tallahassee and do what they think is important to be done. All Aboard Florida, I'll continue to fight for them on that. All Aboard Florida is not a project that we need to be having coming through our community. It is going to hurt Martin, St. Lucie, and Indiana County. And I just recently heard from a lot of Brevard residents that says they're not happy with all aboard Florida coming through there. The county commission approved the bonding authority extension to get them, which they still haven't sold any of them because they're like junk bonds. But it's the citizens that we elect us to go to Tallahassee to do what they've asked us to do. Continue to fight all aboard Florida. Continue to fight the utility issue. You know, and I know, you know, some people say, well, you haven't done anything. Well, we have brought to light that FMPA is a monopoly and that they should have some oversight and some transparency in what they're doing. Just because they only work with municipalities shouldn't excuse them from having some oversight by someone other than the people making the decision that's making money off of the decisions that they're making. You know, we did, you know, illegal aliens. I voted against that bill. That was directly against leadership because that's what my people wanted me to vote on. We did Common Core, and that was directly against leadership. They didn't like that. So, but that's what my people wanted me to do. So, you know, it's not all just about being part of the you know, the gang of leadership and do so you can move on up. It's about representing your people, and that's what I thought we were about. I thought we were elected to go represent what the people wanted us to do in Tallahassee, not what we wanted to do in Tallahassee. So as far as representing the people, and I think the other comes with it, but representing the people to me is more important in doing what they've asked me to do and looking after their interests. The Cancer Treatment Fairness Act, I will tell you, that was one of the most piece of legislation that I have got the most benefit from personally, from gratification, because just Saturday when I was walking the neighborhood, there was a 14-year-old boy, and his father told me, because of that piece of legislation, my son can take his treatments at home and he can go play basketball in the afternoon like a normal kid instead of sitting 8 hours in a hospital taking an IV. So that's what I do this job for. I don't do it to move up in leadership, to be able to say I brought all the bacon home. I do it, and if people don't, if that's what they're looking for, then, you know, they've got the wrong person, because that's not what I do this for. I do it to take care of what the people in my county have asked me to do. That's representation, and the other will comes along with it.
Okay.